President Donald J. Trump arrives for a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron. And this was perhaps the first video. The good thing is that as I have new tools, so I can use these tools. Let me use them right away. You can change here to my, I can make annotations now. How cool is that? And those of you who like my ASMR sounds, well, you're gonna get a lot of ASMR with my keyboard and all my stuff and all my tools here. I just want to make sure that I'm we can see it. Okay, he goes for the handshake, very steady. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary, and then he goes for the handshake. When he goes for the handshake, I need, sorry about that mega Tarantino zoom. He goes for the handshake. I want you to notice what he does. Okay, notice that Macron extends his arm way, like a lot more. Okay, notice how his arm is much more extended than Trump's. Okay, you notice that the handshake itself is a bit closer to Trump already. Okay, we see that, and after that happens, even if well, he's giving like this is this oh my God, the Masonic handshake. What is that finger doing in there? Why is he doing that? It's, you know, the Masonic handshake. The Masonic handshake with the index finger. Maybe it's the Masonic handshake. And then Trump pulls. That is the usual Trump pull of the hand. You know, that is a power move. Donald Trump usually gives his hand palm up. Okay, this was a very neutral this time. It was not a palm up. Was quite neutral. It was not up or down. Okay, even Macron was more. This was more like a palm down gesture. You know that you realize that Macron's palm is more downwards, but then Trump does the huge pull and the tap on the back. Okay, they get really close. Macron, of course, is much more comfortable with that distance. Okay, you see that Trump is bringing his head a bit back. He is not used. Okay, I know you're French, buddy, but I am not that French, so I'm going to bring my head back, because if we do, we will look like, well, when Trudeau greets Macron and they look so cozy and comfortable. This is not the case. This is an American who is not used to being so close. But in Europe, people are much closer. Maybe not in the UK, but in France or in Spain, people, speak really close to one another. That is customary. That is not. There's not much of a big deal. Maybe Americans are not used to it, but Trump knows how is that. They have this sort of hug. Okay, very friendly. Trump's pinky is like in a different time zone. I don't know why, but well, that is some kind of conspiracy. Somebody's gonna be saying some kind of conspiracy. Trump's pinky means something. No, it's not. It's nothing really. It has no inherent meaning. Facial expressions are very genuine. You see, Trump's smile is completely on point. It's not only smiling with his mouth. He's smiling with his eyes. Remember, we smile. The right smile, the genuine smiles are with our eyes. We see those wrinkles around the eyes. That is very important. And even with the lack of quality of the video and the movement, we can see that the same is happening with Macron's face as well. Nice. Very nice handshake. Sorry for the jumpy zoom. That's one of the the issues. And we have another display of that power stuff, that power move from Trump. All right, and when he holds Macron's hand and brings that to himself, okay? Remember, that's a power move. You make it seem like the other person is extending their arm or trying to reach out to you. You do that exactly by bringing their hand or their fist in this case to you. And Macron looked really comfortable. He was really comfortable. I thought he was shorter, by the way. Trump is quite tall. And I thought that Macron was shorter. In this case, well, you see that Macron's wrist is, it's not straight. My guess is that Trump's wrist it is straight. Trump's wrist, Macron's wrist is not. So, I'm going to give him a pass. Maybe from the angle, it would have been much easier if Trump just adjusts the angle. But in this case, Macron lost this time. That handshake moment. Okay. They give the hand. Trump does that, the usual tap. Trump usually does the 3 taps. The 3 taps is like a NLP trick used for as a means of being friendly, as a means of control can be used. I could explain that at the end of this live. And you see that Macron does the same. He does 1 tap, I think it's 1 single tap on Trump's back. So there's a lot of reciprocity. You see a lot of reciprocity on the gestures, on the facial expressions. They look really friendly one to each other. That is very good. That's important. Be aligned. Be, at least in this display, in front of everybody. Trump is thanking the audience. We needed a bit of Trump's dance, but I think that it is not appropriate. The Trump dance. I got another picture of Trump with Jill, and I'm just saving it right now for future reference. We're gonna need it. Melania's not gonna like it, but well, I have another picture with Dr. Jill Biden, and then comes my favorite part of this. First, handshake test or handshake match, in which Macron is delighted. Let's shake once more. Maybe we are at higher ground. Maybe we can look better in here. And then Macron gives his hand, palm up. All right, and it's a goodwill gesture. The palm up, and what does Trump do? He shakes the hand. Of course, Trump has to correspond the handshake with his palm down because Macron's palm was already up. This is the kind of things that I tell you we all should do. We all should offer our hand first, so it happens what you're seeing here, that the other person has to look down at your hand to shake it. But then Trump does this mega 1,000 pound handshake, gorilla handshake. Why? I don't know. It's like that Pantera album, vulgar display of power. Vulgar display of power is it's so rude. He's so rude. Why is he doing that? Well, because he can. I don't know. I have no idea. This is this elbow right there. It's like doing that handshake. It would have been as easy to just keep your elbow down. I don't know why he did that. The only reason that I can think of is to make an absolute, complete, and no doubt display of power. Got a lot of leverage in that shit. Yes, Bobcat, you're right. It's like he's doing that with all his might. You see that? Well, their faces is like they are pressing with all their might. With all their might, could have been like, oh, it's just I'm doing the things wrong here. All right. Yeah, says I'm the boss. Like an arm wrestle. Yeah, it looks like an arm wrestle. Was a bit odd. Then he taps Macron's hand, saying, "You have to smile. Remember to smile." And right now, Macron is saying, "Please let go of my hand. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me." Yeah, Trump had to make it clear who the boss is. Yeah, wise music. Sometimes you have to make that. You have to make a statement. Maybe the statement that you want to make is with your body language. You want to be clear about that. You want everybody to get it, no matter what. In this case, you cannot say it with words. You have to be diplomatic, but you can say a lot with your body language. That's why I'm here. That's we are here. Thank you. And oh, finally, I got my hand back. Macron gets his hand back and he's happy. He's happy again. And what else we have? We have this. We have this part with Zelensky. Why? It is my. This is my question. I think I have asked this question a couple times. Why Volodymyr Zelensky? I call him Volodymyr. Why Volodymyr doesn't have it? Never has a suit. Never. I mean, you could get a cheap suit like for, I don't know, $100, some $50 somewhere. And why do you stand like an action figure? Why you stand like that? It's like you want to show yourself bigger, like make yourself bigger. This is the kind of things. That's why we got memes like this. I mean, you insist on doing that. It's gonna be worse. People are gonna mock you all the more. That's not the idea. That's not what we expect from a world leader. And he even has this place. At some point, you see that Donald Trump is serious, neutral. Macron is serious, neutral, and Zelensky sometimes is has that little man syndrome, says Julia Morgan. Well, maybe. Monk Searcher, the little guy looks like he's left out. Yeah, it's you want to stand out. You want to send the message that you are in a fight. We know that you are in this fight, but it's like there are moments, bro. There are moments. You need to. I don't know. You need to adapt to the circumstances. You're not in the front lines right now. You're meeting with the world leaders that you need to. You need them to back you up. So I'm going to say that again. That's simply not appropriate. But let's see. Let's hear Trump's words about with Macron. This is I think it's more Macron speaking to Trump.
It's a great honor for French people to welcome you 5 years later. And you were at that time present for the first time. And I remember the solidarity and your immediate reaction. So, welcome back again.
Thank you very much.
We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. Very great honor.
A very, very solid handshake, a very solid handshake. Trump is really serious, really respectful. There's this solid handshake, and then Macron does the little tap. That little tap, Trump does it a lot. Has not much of a meaning besides has a bit of power, has a bit of warmth. Okay, like I'm using my two hands to shake your hand, but it's not like you're literally using your two hands to shake the other person's hand, because that would signal weakness. You do a little tap just to make a deference to the other person. And at the same time, since the tap is over the handshake, it has a little power to it. Has this complex meaning as well. Okay, I have a fresh video right now. Prince William welcomes President Trump to British ambassador's residence. I need to wait a second. I need to highlight this for future reference, because we will be needing that when we analyze William and Trump. Let's see, check quickly. All right, very nice. We have another video. This is why it's important when I'm doing these live streams and we're talking about things that are happening in real time, that I make sure that I keep track of everything, because I didn't have this. It's really fresh, this video, and I can see the video. Okay, President Trump meets with Prince of Wales. Let me save this image very quickly. All this is important. All this is important. Nice. So we continue with this one.
And we had a great relationship, as everyone knows. We accomplished a lot together. And the people of France are spectacular. I guess it's one of our largest groups in the United States, French people. And we respect them and we love them. Very talented people, extremely energetic people, as you know very well.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be here. We had a good time together, and we had a lot of success, really great success working together on defense and offense too. And it certainly seems like the world is going a little crazy right now.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're getting going a little crazy and itself. Trump to Macron's wife, you look so beautiful. I don't know if Trump actually said that to her. You know that I'm going to use that pronoun for reasons. But let's play this video. This was the second encounter. This was in the actual Notre Dame Cathedral, in which they met again. And there was this huge, strong handshake. Macron going for the kill. Embrace again. And notice how Trump does those. Let me see if I can use my super duper annotations in here. Notice that Trump does this very little taps. Notice what is about to happen. It's like he does a topic like enough handshake. And then he goes for Brigitte. Oh, the double kiss. You look beautiful. Oh, Trump is such a gentleman. And then they have to pose for the photo, for the pic. They pose for the pic. I need to and then comes the handshake. This handshake lasted like, let me see, Colin Rugg made it clear. I think Colin Rugg made a very good montage about this. Colin Rugg, the handshake battle between Donald Trump and Emmanuel Macron continues. Their handshake at the Notre Dame Cathedral lasted for 17 seconds, coming short of their previous record of 29 seconds. That was impressive. We're about to witness records being broken in this regard. Let's see. Okay, we have the handshake. This is 4 seconds. They talk to each other. They notice how Trump brings the handshake to his chest. That is important. Remember, that is a power gesture to bring the handshake to you. And then he lets go and he kisses Brigitte again. There was a couple other. This is thanks to Colin Rugg on X. He was showing all the times that Trump has been shaking Macron's hand. And this time, back in Trump's first term, he almost threw Macron off balance. He even kisses Brigitte without letting go of Macron. How many seconds? Has to be. We need to. Thanks, Colin Rugg, for this one. It was a nice comparison of the two. It was a nice comparison of the two. But the most important is that the handshake, I think the most relevant thing here is that handshake is a handshake of collaboration. Maybe not friendship, but collaboration. It's a rather informal handshake that says that you're doing, that thumb to thumb handshake. And they're doing for all this time, like, okay, we are in this together. You better make sure that you collaborate with us. You try to go our own way. I'm going to deport 5 million. How many are you going to deport? I'm going to deport 5 million. Let's make some kind of competition. I like the arm wrestle handshake. Yeah, it's like the Predator meme handshake. It's like the Predator meme handshake. That you have this energy. That is important, to have that energy. But at the same time, we had someone caught a hand snap right at the end. Something that happened. Notice, I'm going to remove the audio. It's not necessary. Notice how the handshake ends. Notice how the handshake ends. Well, enough. Okay, enough. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, no more handshake. Okay, that's it. Oh.